Hey there everybody, Adamsaurus coming at you live from my parents' basement, like always. This week, we're going to talk about some classic rock and roll. High Voltage by AC/DC. You're probably wondering, why are you picking an album from so long ago? Well, out of everything that's come out recently, nothing's really excited me, and this is the only album that I've been listening to lately that's really got me hyped or anything, or that I've really been enjoying, so I was like, why not talk about this? It's a classic. This channel's for talking about rock and metal of all shapes, sizes, and ages, so we're going to talk about this, and we're going to be cool with that. Okay? Okay. For those of you who don't know who AC/DC is, one, shame on your parents for not telling you, and two, go turn off this video. Go listen to this album right now. Go listen to it. I'll wait. Done? Good. Isn't this great? It is a great album. The music is hard-hitting, guitar-driven, rock and roll, traditional AC/DC. Exactly what you would expect from them. Good stuff. Good stuff. The vocals are kind of high and a bit whiny and a bit sleazy, which fits their early music. And it ties into their lyrics very well. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I prefer Bon Scott as far as Brian Johnson if we're going to talk about AC/DC singers. For those of you that don't know, Bon Scott is the original vocalist who died in 1980 and was replaced by Brian Johnson. Although, from what I understand now, Brian Johnson was replaced by Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, so it's a weird choice, but I guess it works. Not a fan of him as a vocalist either. Well, they can't bring Bon Scott from the dead, so there won't be any pleasing me. The vocals go well with the lyrics, as I said. The lyrics, it's AC/DC. They write about how great it is to rock and roll. I play rock and roll, rather. Well, or rock and roll, depending on how you define it. I mean, this has a lot of their classic songs on it. TNT, Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll, The Jack, High Voltage, Live Wire, Rock and Roll Singer, which ironically used to be my song in high school because I wanted to be a rock and roll singer, and I'm just a fat balding guy that sits in my parents' basement and talks about heavy metal albums. But hey, they're similar. They're similar. It still involves rock and roll. I got that going for me. The last thing, like I said, the lyrics, they talk about how great it is to play rock and roll, how they want to play rock and roll, and they have some songs about making love, and they have some songs there about venereal disease. That's what The Jack's about, which cracks me up. I don't know why, maybe I'm just a sicko. The last thing is the album artwork. I don't really like the album artwork per se. I mean, this is kind of an iconic cover, but I like it better than the original album cover, which had to look like it took place in a disco bar. Seriously, sometime Google the original album cover to High Voltage by AC/DC. It looks really weird. But keep in mind, I should have mentioned this first. This is actually a compilation of 2 albums by AC/DC that were released in their native land of Australia. This is a compilation of songs of those 2 albums for the international release. So look up the international. No, look up the Australian cover, because that was the Australian cover. It looked like disco lights. Wasn't good. I didn't like it. But I like this one better, but that's like saying I like a pile of vomit compared to a pile of poop. I mean, I prefer the vomit to the poop, but I don't like either one really that much. The only thing, I wonder if this would look better on a vinyl album cover. Let's check. How's it look? Just bigger and takes up more of my incredibly limited screen space. The only thing I think this does a little better is it presents the letters on the back better, which this love letter here is actually pretty funny to read. If you ever get a chance, I think it's funny. I have a weird sense of humor, though. Overall, this is a good album. This is a good CD. I recommend them if you like rock and roll. If you're just getting into this kind of music, this is a good place to start. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, it's not the most unique, but it's got the most passion behind it, I guess, would be. And that's my review on High Voltage by AC/DC. This is Adamsaurus signing out. Have yourselves a great day.